All right, here we are. We have got a game three like you wouldn't believe. Phoenix versus Blitzkrieg. Phoenix coming back, going to try to reverse sweep here. We'll see what happens. Jeff, what do you think their chances are?
I got to be feeling pretty good after that last game. They went back to something more standard, went away from the NASA's mid lane pick, which certainly didn't work in game one. And that game, while it was back and forth, you certainly feel like Phoenix, once they started winning fights around 30 minutes, it looked like it was convincing that they were in the better position.
And what do you think Blitzkrieg's kind of state of mind is here? They win very well in game one, yeah, like you said, very quickly, and then game two, where Phoenix actually pulls on their serious face. Suddenly they're down. So I mean, obviously, like you said, it was a very close game. But do you think their confidence is shaken a little bit?
I think that certainly shaken more than it would have been after game one. But Blitzkrieg is a team that, we know that they either win fast or, when games get to mid and late game, they tend to
Oop.
have less success. So I think that they're just going to try to refocus and reprioritize what they're doing, get back to basics for themselves. And yeah, for me, Blitzkrieg shouldn't be feeling too tilted after that game.
Shout out to OBS for not saving my formatting, but here we are. All right, so instant respect ban on that Anivia. Don't want to face that again. With the Vagar undoubtedly being a second or third ban, I wonder if they're going to take out that Malphite again.
Yeah, if they take away the Anivia, I feel like I would be shocked if Blitzkrieg lets the Fiddlesticks through. So I feel like it might be 3 mid lane bans here.
I don't know. I mean, 9 lives prove that you can beat the Fiddlesticks.
Sure.
So
yeah, I'm not saying that the Fiddlesticks is unbeatable, but I'm saying that Blitzkrieg, being the first ones that were destroyed by it, I would be surprised if they're willing to kind of go through in game 3.
Yeah, it's a question of, are you more scared of Fiddlesticks and more scared of Malphite? But I gotta think that Phoenix is feeling pretty confident they're getting Darien to his big boy.
Yeah, the immediate first pick. No suspense on that one.
And Washed Up Top Laner did very well on the Malphite, so I'm not surprised they're taking that away from him.
So on the other side here, we'll see what J-Dog decides to play. He has generally gravitated towards those damaged junglers, but Garen, okay. We'll see how that goes. A very lane-dominant champion, so certainly trying to take advantage of the laning phase there, J-Dog. Maybe a Xin Zhao coming out. As I was saying, he's very heavy into those damaged junglers. And with the Nocturne taken away and the Kayn being pretty ineffective last game, might have to go on something else.
This might be one of the first Garens we've seen in the LCUS also. Definitely not popular.
I cannot recall seeing one at all. Lee Sin picked up for J-Dog. I haven't seen a lot of Lee Sin in the LCUS either, personally at least.
Yeah, it is definitely something that he's had. That we've kind of been expecting Lee Sin quite a lot. Because I mean, he is such a skill-intensive champion, and some people do very well on that. Just not something that we've seen too much this particular split, but now it's possible that we might see something better come out of it.
So Mumu again for Fat Lee, and Misfortune picked up, I assume, for Port Swimmer. I believe that is a favorite of his. So we'll see the Curse of the Sad Bullet Time combo potentially coming out from Team Phoenix this game.
Yeah, Phoenix is really liking their combos. I think that's something that we've been kind of neglecting to mention, just because they were so obsessed with the Fiddlesticks combo that they've just been that all the games they've been winning have been combo focused. Team fight, combine your ults, win the game.
Absolutely. The Wombo combo is proving that they didn't need the Fiddlesticks to make it work in game 2 moments ago. The Ornn ultimate and the Amumu ultimate certainly good enough.
Blitzkrieg is going all in on this mid lane. I would not be surprised if Zoe is the last ban, though they could ban another big mid laner as well.
Yeah, at this point, the only other ban I think they might consider would be Tardis' Alistar. But yeah, there goes the Zoe. So just trying to squeeze Hohenheim as much as possible.
All right,
He is the star player for Phoenix alongside Pat Lee, in my opinion.
I'm betting a Lux ban or Lux pick rather, um, for the mid lane here.
That would be interesting because that's not really Exia's playstyle.
Oh no, I meant for Phoenix.
Oh, okay. Just
I
since gotta get what he was picking, I was confused.
Yeah, I'm thinking Hohenheim's going to go with the Lux. Lux has been very dominant as well. Um, whenever she is played.
A brand. Okay, and that's a flex pick too. That can go bottom lane or mid lane. So, talked about flex picks about an hour ago.
Ziggs could be good as well.
The draft.
So Ziggs or Lux is my bet here.
Yeah, and so Blitzkrieg, assuming that brand, I would imagine the brand is going to be going support, and they're leaving a counter pick for the last pick for Exia. And Hohenheim going back to that Morgana mid lane. So we've seen him play that. He played it in finals last split to great effect.
Yeah, that Morgana could definitely work out very well against the brand in particular. I'm not really liking Blitzkrieg's team so far here. Once again, not really playing with much durability, especially if that brand is support.
Yeah, and TARDIS goes back to the Nami again. So, okay, so actually I think we're seeing a Lucian mid.
All right.
So Exia, I like that. That's another flex pick. You know, Lucian has been played mid quite a bit over the years, and it's a good pick into this Morgana.
Yeah, I'm going to be negative, and I think Phoenix is going to win this. No, I'm serious. Darien gets into this back line, and that's the end of the game.
Yeah.
And that's basically it.
Yeah, they have the much more durable front line. They have more crowd control. It's once again going to be the same narrative that we've seen with Blitzkrieg throughout the split, which is that they want to just run you over with damage. But if they don't get that early lead, they're going to get outscaled.
Right, and they have like no real initiation in the bot lane anymore.
Yeah, I mean, if you land a Chain of Corruption, you can chain that into a brand stun very easily. But Chain of Corruption is not a very good guarantee. Very difficult spell to hit.
Right, and not only that, but it's a level 6, so you're not going to get that early game advantage that Blitzkrieg has been able to get in that mid lane the last couple of games.
I would certainly expect Blitzkrieg to prioritize the top lane here. Between Lee Sin and Garen, you can dive this Malphite early game. Try to snowball that.
That is kind of funny, though, that they went with such a lane bully like Garen when Darien is just fine being bullied. He is
it's sort of, there's two ways to approach that, where it's part of you could say that, well, he's going to be bullied in lane anyways. Why pick a lane bully? But the other part, you can say, let's exploit that even more so than we have in the past. Let's really try to, go for the jugular.
Meanwhile, Darien is hosting self-help classes about how to deal with bullies. just let them put you under tower and go down 50 CS. It's fine. You can just show up and win the game with just hitting your ult button. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I think for the side of Blitzkrieg, a win condition here is bullying that top lane early on, getting a snowball rolling up there, and maybe pulling off a cheeky lane swap at one point, bringing your bot lane up there to really bully down that lane, get yourself maybe a second kill and first turret. I definitely think they need to snowball this game because we saw in game 1 and we've seen throughout the split that when Blitzkrieg doesn't win aggressively, they generally don't win.
Lucian taking that cleanse, so definitely respecting what Morgana is going to be doing to him. Not to mention having that dash ability as well.
And that will also help him with the Curse of the Sad Mummy from getting locked down by that. I definitely think Exia should have a pretty good lane here between the Relentless Pursuit, being able to dodge those Dark Bindings, and the fact that Morgana doesn't really block anything with the Black Shield from Lucian.
Yeah, we'll see. I think a lot of it is going to come down to how well J-Dog does on this Lee Sin, because obviously a well-played Lee Sin can make all the difference in any game.
Absolutely. One of the more dynamic champions in the game, has been for pretty much the entirety of his existence. So it makes him so fun, but so scary when you're playing solo queue. and your your jungler picks up Lee Sin.
All right, so bearing any technical issues here, hopefully we'll get a quick load in and can get started here. So hoping for a quick load in, we'll once again take this time to shout out to Foster Adventure for helping sponsor the LCUS for this set of games. We'll be wrapping up this final semifinal game or final of this set of the semifinal games and be going into set 2, option 12 versus 9 lives, where there was a lot of trash talk going on, so we'll see what happens with that game. But we're going to head into the Nero Skin Showdown now. Phoenix, at least in my book, has won 2 in a row for that, whereas Jeff's got a 1-1. So we'll see how it comes out. Jeff Skin's estimations have properly called the 2 games so far, so we'll see what happens.
Well, Phoenix at least has... Okay, both teams at least have 5 skins each, so that's good. I like the coordination from the bot lane of Blitzkrieg.
I think I like Blitzkrieg this time. I mean, Project Lucian's a favorite skin. Godfist, Lee Sin is cool. Not a huge fan of Commando Garen, but I can appreciate what it's going for.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Blitzkrieg as well. I like the coordination from the bot lane and Lee Sin and Lucian. Once again, Garen. Yeah, I'm not crazy about that, but on the side of Phoenix, not crazy about the Deep Sea Nami or the Malphite skin.
Yep. Well, we'll
see. Misfortune has had like 4 different splash arts throughout its existence. It used to be one of her like sitting outside like a tavern in the snow, and then it was something else that was less objectifying. And now it's this. So 3, actually, I guess.
Well, she's had some identity shifts over the course of League of Legends as well.
Fair point. Hopefully we'll have no technical issues this time, no pauses, nobody deciding to go to the bathroom right as the game starts.
He said specifically to one player.
Actually, there were 2, apparently.
Oh, wow.
2 people who went to the bathroom. Well, in their defense, they probably weren't expecting the pause initially, but...
Also taking advantage of Darian being disconnected, I guess.
Yeah, indeed.
Alright, so once again, Phoenix does have a team that could lead to some early pressure. A lot of disables. But it doesn't look like they're planning to do that. Fat Lee taking Despair first.
I'll tell you, that's something that has always been a little pet peeve of mine. I've never really understood the reason for skilling before you need to.
I think it's a confidence thing. I think it's like buying, not forgetting to buy items, right? It's just like something you do. Because otherwise, like, let's say you get attacked and you panic and you pick a wrong thing that you didn't need to. Or something like that. Like, if you're playing, say, a Thresh, or actually no, Brand's a better example, where, there's one way to do things, but maybe you panic and think about doing things a different way, and then suddenly your whole lane phase is screwed up when it didn't need to be. So rather, I think, if you're actually going to invade, I definitely agree with the picking your ability after, you're actually going to do the invade, because then you know if you're wasting your time or not. But if you're planning to just be real passive, I don't see a problem with picking the skill first.
I think 99% of the time you're right, there isn't an issue. But just that 1% of the time.
Oh, sure.
When you maybe don't get a kill you could have because you skilled something before you needed to.
Once again, Phoenix being...
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Phoenix is being, once again, very helpful to Fat Lee, staying in that jungle a long time.
And we're seeing early on how this mid lane is going to go. Exia just dashed right on top of Hohenheim, got him down to about 40% health.
Yeah, especially considering Hohenheim started with Tormented Soil. That is like the lowest tempo spell in the game.
And a really quick gank up top. We figured this would happen. J-Dog is there, has the red buff Darren. He's going to have to flash. No, got hit by the Q beforehand. What a quick start for Blitzkrieg.
Alright, and now we know how J-Dog's going to do on this Lee Sin. He is setting expectations high. Let's see if he can keep it going.
There was only one way out of that gank for Darian, and it was to flash the Q. He was too late on it, and ends up burning the flash as well, so I would be shocked if we don't see J-Dog back up there in maybe 2-3 minutes.
I would actually be surprised if Jacob doesn't turn around here and go on Hohenheim before Hohenheim can get Black Shield.
Yeah, he is coming around looking for that angle. And the lane is pushed up. Exia dashes in. Can he dodge the binding? He does. And now Hohenheim could be in trouble. Red buff is applied. Spell immunity will keep him alive for now. The Q, he won't quite have the damage. So Hohenheim gets out, keeps his nerve, doesn't burn any summoner spells.
Yeah, little too late on that gank, but I think that it did what it wanted to do. Hohenheim's having some real difficulties early game here.
Yeah, very low on mana. Darien getting shoved in under his tower now. J-Dog is on a wolf. Nice double up there from Port Swimmer. Gets a huge chunk down onto Luffy Senpai.
Calls for someone to retreat there in that engagement.
Yeah, I believe the ping was on Fat Lee, as he did find J-Dog in the jungle. Looks like J-Dog was able to pick up that Scuttle Crab.
Looks like LNZ is being a little less aggressive this time. Oh! Good.
Exia gets hit and actually burns the cleanse. I'm not sure if he needed to in that situation, but playing it on the safe side. Washed up top laner gets in there, spinning to win.
Yeah, I mean, from Exia's point of view, he didn't know where Fat Lee was, and it was entirely possible there was a mummy coming for him.
Ah, very good point. Very good point.
Ocean
so
Drake.
Hohenheim actually able to force the first back.
Ocean Drake is first. Could be very useful to help keep some of the more bullied members of Phoenix or even Blitzkrieg alive. I'm sure this brand would really like to have an Ocean Drake.
Yeah, Fat Lee is in the bot lane and he did walk over a ward, so Blitzkrieg are aware that he was in the area. Gotta get lucky, walks forward, gets hit by a bubble, but now Port Swimmer could be in trouble. He has to flash and avoid the stun. J-Dog certainly making a pretty solid impact early on this Lee Sin.
Yeah, absolutely. He's doing those intangibles. It's not going to show up on his score, but his presence is causing a lot of headaches. Meanwhile, we haven't seen too much out of Fat Lee yet. I think he's looking to get a little more momentum first.
Yeah, he's... Let's see, there's about 2 minutes left on Darien's flash up in the top lane. We'll see if J-Dog tries to make a return visit there before that cooldown is back up.
That is the problem with these bully lanes, though. It's possible Washed Up top laner won't let that happen.
Yeah, Washed Up top laner did a great job of letting that lane push early on to set up that first gank, but it's been pushing into Darien ever since. And Washed Up top laner hasn't gone back to base yet, so doesn't really have the items to impose too much will up here.
Fat Lee spotted, so has to fall back. Top laner taking some damage, though. Darien reminding him that, yes, Malphite can do things.
Hohenheim just used the Dark Binding in the mid lane, so we'll see if Exia tries to be aggressive during that cooldown window. Looks like he's fine. Just farming up. Fat Lee is in the area.
Thinking about it.
Yeah, I'd like to see more ward coverage around the mid lane for Blitzkrieg, because I feel like Exia hasn't been able to be aggressive and has had to be a little more careful than he'd like to be, because he doesn't know where Fat Lee is.
I think
Washed Up top laner will finally get forced back to base.
I think they're predicting this. There was a ping right where Fat Lee is, so they have some notion.
Hohenheim's level 6 and Exia isn't now, so a Flash Soul Shackles could come out. Between the dash and the Flash, Exia would be able to get away from it, but then we'd see if Fat Lee could land the Bandage Toss as follow-up. No, Fat Lee will go back into the jungle. Yeah, Exia is having to play so respectfully right now just because there's no wards around mid lane. He hasn't been able to bully this lane the way you would think he should.
Actually down on CS as well.
Yeah. And there, yeah, he misses a couple more CS.
Well, we'll see what'll happen here. Hohenheim definitely taking advantage of it.
Yeah, Flash is about to be back up for Darien, and we haven't seen J-Dog go near that lane again. Tardis gets stunned up. That's a ton of damage, and I think he may go down. Heal forced out. No, Luffy Senpai picks it up. That's the damage of support brand. Didn't even pop the Ignite. Knew that they had him.
Yep, that's what happens when you get caught by that stun as well.
Yeah, just so much damage once you're locked up. No way to avoid all the skill shots from both Brand and Varus. What I was saying before that, though, is that there was no return visit to the top lane, and Exia has not been able to play this mid lane the way I think it should have been played. Oh, Port Swimmer also gets hit by the stun. That's so much damage. Now the Ignite comes out, and this Brand is just wreaking havoc in the bot lane.
Sick Nasty J-Dog gets spotted by Darien here. J-Dog being in the top lane for the first time since he showed up for that kill might be something we're going to come back to as a bit of a misplay earlier, though they should still be able to steal this blue buff.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say earlier, is that I feel like they didn't properly take advantage of snowballing that top lane.
Big
and
turret
Exia
hits.
not having the vision around the mid lane has meant that he hasn't been able to get a lead. But, gotta get lucky, and Wolfie Senpai once again doing work in the bot lane.
Yeah, and poor Brand manages to take 2 tower shots.
Able to get away, though. We'll safely recall back to the fountain.
Oh!
Here we go. They're back in on to Darien now. Nice kickback, but there's the Unstoppable Force to get right back under the turret. Flash in from washed up top laner. There's that gameplay ult. Demacian Justice. Just nothing you can do against that once you're that low on health. Hohenheim is roaming up. We'll see if he can catch on to washed up top laner. He does have Flash.
Q's available. He should be able to run out. Yep. All right.
So there's the revisit up top. They get the flash out of Darien once again. J-Dog and top laner did use their own flashes, but now 2,500 gold lead. We've talked about Blitzkrieg, their win condition being getting an early lead. They have it now.
Yeah, Phoenix not really being able to make too much happen there. I really want to see Fat Lee join into more of these fights.
Yeah, the Amumu has not really had much presence so far in this game. It's understandable to a degree because Amumu just simply isn't a high-pressure jungler until he's level 6. So now that he does have Curse of the Sad Mummy, we'll see what happens. Blitzkrieg, if they step forward, nice flash bandage toss from Fat Lee. Right on cue, they get a quick double kill in the bot lane. The Tidal Wave and the Curse of the Sad Mummy, an easy double kill. Now Exia going on to Hohenheim, gets hit by the Dark Binding, and now here comes the Soul Shackles. Exia, he doesn't flash out from under them, but I don't think Hohenheim has any damage left. Popped the barrier already. Oof. Exia is chasing under the turret, but will not get the kill. Hohenheim forced to flash away. Now, J-Dog in the bottom lane. Action all over the map from these teams.
And there we see Phoenix. I mean, from that bot lane, we see once again that they really prioritize those combo abilities.
Yeah, absolutely. Top laner chasing Darien towards his turret.
And even if Alonzi and Fat Lee's combo hadn't finished the job, Port Swimmer could have ulted as well. Theoretically.
Yeah, so, absolutely. That is a huge double kill for them in the bottom lane because we talked about Blitzkrieg having a substantial lead. All of a sudden, it's not so substantial.
Exia also needs to get out of there, I think. I think that he is overstaying his welcome too much. He is falling far behind in CS just because of Hohenheim's wave clear potential. So yeah, just fall back as far as you can, heal up. You don't want to get picked off by anybody. Oh, J-Dog's coming. Might be able to get something done here. Was spotted by that control ward, though.
Fat Lee is down in the bottom lane again. J-Dog coming around. He goes in. He dodges the Dark Binding. Hohenheim gonna have to use the Black Shield, try to get away from the slow, but J-Dog just gonna run him down, waiting for one more Q. There's, nicely played. I believe the Tempest will just finish off. Oh no, one more kick to the booty. They do get on to Gotta Get Lucky once again, though, and here's Fat Lee one more time. Gotta Get Lucky, burns the heal to stay alive. Tardis uses the stopwatch to stay alive. I think everyone will be able to run away from this, although Loki Senpai is getting run down. Oh, Port Swimmer, I think, give up this chase. Yeah, they do.
Wash up top lane taking a lot of damage in the top lane as well. Not able to stand his ground as much as he might like against Malphite.
Now J-Dog is here in the bottom lane. Curse the Sad Mummy is about to be available once again, and Bullet Time is available to combo with it. Washed up top laner is just chilling for a second.
Really interested to see if they decide to try to go in on this. Nami's ult is available as well. That could be the initiation they need.
Yeah, Port Swimmer very low on mana though, so I don't know if he'll be able to follow up with the bullet time. And a nice read from Blitzkrieg. They bully down that first turret. Not afraid of the combo.
Managed to get out of there before all the pieces are available. Hohenheim is rotating down just to put a ward on that dragon, which is a natural progression for Blitzkrieg at this point, but I don't think they're going to try to do that. Oh, Hohenheim and Fat Lee here. Good dodge.
More brawling up at the top lane. Oh, Darien might go down here. Top laner doesn't quite have the damage with the Demacian Justice. The Malphite does waddle away.
No flash either. Should get this turret, though.
Yeah, the early pressure from Blitzkrieg in multiple lanes. Now they rotate their bottom lane into the mid to try to get something onto this turret that Hohenheim has kept so healthy.
Fatley is in position, does have ults.
Bandage shot. Yep, and they get the Curse of that Mummy. Down goes Gotta Get Lucky, just destroyed. Exia will back everyone else off with the culling as top laner takes down that turret.
And we're seeing in these engagements where Fatley is getting involved, we are seeing the problem with Blitzkrieg's comp where they're so squishy. Where an Amumu chunks your team by half health, that's a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just, you know, you're tempted to say, well, Blitzkrieg were too far forward there without their front line. But it's not even really a fair thing to say because Blitzkrieg barely has any front line to be there in the first place.
Right. I mean, you don't want Lee Sin as your front line. You know, you've got.
This is the then that's built 2 damage items to start as well.
But you know, we'll see. Blitzkrieg is in the lead currently. Hopefully they don't burn out. But we'll see what they're able to make happen. We do have a lurking Darien here. Gotta Get Lucky doesn't seem willing to fall for it though. And this dragon is still hanging out. Hasn't been taken. No one that interested in healing this early in the game, I guess.
Yeah, the game state is really interesting here because we saw in Game 1, Blitzkrieg got off to that insane start where they had something like a 5,000 gold lead by 10 minutes into the game, I think. Game 2, couldn't find that lead. It was very gradual. Game 3, we're right in the middle of those 2 points. 3,000 gold lead. You know, that's a good lead, but it's not a chaotic, apocalyptic one for the side of Team Phoenix.
And it's also mostly turrets at this point. Should they get this bot lane turret, they'll be right back into the swing of things. Or just a pickoff. I mean, Fatley seems to be the cornerstone where a lot of these plays start happening, but that also then means that they have 2.5 minutes to not do anything to Blitzkrieg. But let's see how this dragon goes.
Oh, Exia actually dashes in onto TARDIS. The bubble is on cooldown, so he doesn't really have anything he has to be afraid of. He is running down Phoenix 1v2. Fatley is caught onto Lopi Senpai, though, and Hohenheim is here. Blitzkrieg, I think they've overstepped, and they need to get out of there as quickly as possible. Hohenheim gets the Soul Shackles down, and the Dark Binding. Gotta Get Lucky drops. That's just too much aggression from Blitzkrieg. They give away 2 kills for nothing.
And we do kind of see, once again, how these long-range ultimates really play to some of Phoenix's strengths. The only reason why Gotta Get Lucky got taken out was because that wave from Nami caught him.
Yeah, got the slowdown onto him. But once again, you see just the squishiness there. Everybody melting after just 2 or 3 spells. And up top laner is going to get a turret on his own up in the top lane, but
I would like to see him teleport. Here it comes. He's going to try to come from behind.
Yeah, I think this is a necessary play for
Blitzkrieg.
Cleanse comes out from Exia, will keep him alive. Oh, this could be a huge kick. No, what a binding from Hohenheim. Saves the play for now, but Port Swimmer goes down now. Now Hohenheim is certainly going to drop as well. Nice flash over the wall, might actually get him out.
Oh.
Exia can't find him with the W, but Wash Up top laner is going to run down TARDIS as well. So a quick 3 for 1. Actually, Exia did drop on the back end of that. I believe that was a parting Dark Binding from Hohenheim that finished him off. But Blitzkrieg, they'll rotate to the mid lane now and should be able to get this turret.
Yeah, there's the momentum swing of your top laners showing up. And really good job by Washed Up top laner this game. Was able to get that second top lane turret as well. Though that being said, the second bot lane turret for them is also pretty low.
Yeah, I think that was an excellent call on that teleport flank. It was not just a smart play, but I think it was necessary. I think that Blitzkrieg things were starting to slip away from them. But they saw their chance to make a play, and they did not hesitate, did not blow it.
Also, Exia making great use of that cleanse.
It's going to be an interesting duel down in the bottom lane here as Hohenheim walks up on Gotta Get Lucky. Soul Shackles is available, and Gotta Get Lucky, yeah, he is almost certainly dead to rights on the Tormented Soil. Ugh. There isn't much you can do about that when the Soul Shackles catch initially. Now, Hohenheim's not here for the fight, though. Blitzkrieg know that, and they're looking for Darien. Looks like the Malphite will drop. Tidal Wave not good enough. Oh, nice bullet time through the tight corridor. And now they're backing down to watch up top laner. But in goes J-Dog. He's got so much damage down onto the backline. Port Swimmer and Tardis just melt. Batley will follow. It's a 3-for-4 up in the top lane. Oh, excuse me, a 2-for-4. Got to get lucky. Dropped earlier.
Yeah, Blitzkrieg did very well there. J-Dog is definitely making his presence felt after the unfortunate performance in that last game.
Yeah, the Lee Sin has been a big deal in this game. Teleport coming in from Darien, though. Phoenix, they do not want to give up this Rift Herald, and they will push Exia and J-Dog off of it.
Lot of wards, though, so this is not something that Blitzkrieg will not see if they try to keep going. But it looks like they're backing off as well. Don't really have the presence.
Gotta get lucky has had some really, really impressive laning phases in the series, but in both Game 2 and so far in this game, he hasn't really been able to get much done afterward.
I think a really big story here in this game is just the CS lead. In 3 lanes, Blitzkrieg is just absolutely destroying in CS.
Yeah, I mean, Sick Nasty J-Dog almost has the second highest CS in the game.
But I think we need to see... I think Phoenix, if they want to win this game, and I think they still have quite a good chance to do it, they need to start grouping. They need to start moving as a team a little bit more and do what their team is built to do, which is combine 4 or 5 ultimates and win a fight.
Yeah, that's how we saw them get back into it about 5 minutes ago. That's what they'll have to do if they want to get the right result here. Lofi Senpai, by the way, missed out on dying there by probably about 1 pixel. I was sure a Dark Binding from Hohenheim was going to catch him. Somehow it didn't.
Because, I mean, I think right now Phoenix is not playing to... This is going to sound weird to say, but they're not playing to the weakness of Blitzkrieg's team.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that. I think that they did make a couple good plays. Oh, looks like they're trying to dive Darien down here. Exia's on the front. Chain of Corruption misses. Watch up top laner in the back. Darien just goes in, interrupts so much of the damage. Now watch up top laner. He's going to have to try to run him down. The rest of the team is just on the turret. They do have a cannon minion there. Hohenheim's almost out of mana, so Blitzkrieg, they don't get the kill, but they get the turret, which is certainly the better prize.
Meanwhile, up in the top lane here, once the Winions are done with it, they manage to get a turret as well. But mid lane turret should go down here as well. Washed up top laner using that top lane demolish very well. So objectives are all Blitzkrieg this game.
Yep.
And I mean we're
Drake, 6 turrets.
We're past 7,000 gold just off of objectives basically.
Yeah, it's amazing how 7,000 gold is a huge number, but it feels like not that big a number in this particular game.
Right. But that's just because I think we have not had many team fights, which is also why Phoenix is not doing that great. So I think that's why it doesn't feel like there's that big of a difference between the teams, because they have not had like a true head-to-head battle yet.
And I mean, if you're Blitzkrieg, you want to avoid those head-to-head battles. You got to give some credit to them for not letting Phoenix play the way their composition wants to. Drake spawning now, though. We'll see if that baits Blitzkrieg into a potential team fight.
I don't think that... The other thing about Phoenix's team comp, I don't think they want defensive team fights. I think they want to be the aggressors. So, but it looks as though actually Blitzkrieg is willing to trade this and go straight to Baron. We'll see if they're able to work out for him. I don't think they have the damage for it, though.
Yeah, washed up top laner was in the top side and did not have his teleport available, so not surprised Blitzkrieg decided not to fight that, but they are onto the Baron now. It's dropping pretty fast. They do have the brand damage and double 80 carry. Phoenix should be here on time to contest it, though.
Well, let's see what happens.
Gonna get in range for the banish shots. Here we go. Darien into the backline. That's so much damage. There's the big combo. Gotta get lucky. It's destroyed right away. Exia forced out of the fight. Meanwhile, Blitzkrieg is just trying to finish the Baron. Washed up top laner and Sick Nasty J-Dog get away. But 2 go down. Exia should be able to get away with the Baron empowered recall. So we'll see what Phoenix can get on the back of this, because right now you'd say that's worth it for Blitzkrieg.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't lose more, but there was a bit of a lack of focus here. Oop, Darien caught out really badly here, but now his whole team comes to give him a hand.
Yeah, the cavalry arrives. Redemption was used as well even, so J-Dog has to respect that. They should lose this turret. Oh, Dark Binding lands with the Guardian Angel, though. Yeah, I would have been surprised to see Hohenheim go ham for that. Washed up top laner, nice job here, just using his body as presence, saving that turret. And Blitzkrieg, everybody back on the map now. It's a almost a 9,000 gold lead. And with that Baron buff, that means that they can split the team of Phoenix up even more than they have been.
Imagine how differently this would feel if Phoenix managed to steal Baron as well.
Oh boy, it would have been... I mean, the game would have not been gold-wise even, but in terms of just the state of the game, you would have said it was a coin flip from there on out.
But, I mean, that fight did also show what we were saying before, and that Phoenix can absolutely, no question, win team fights, no matter how far behind they are. But we'll see if Blitzkrieg will prove that wrong, because, I mean, the longer this game goes, it feels like the further ahead Blitzkrieg is getting. Washed up top laner being all the tank they need right now. But he's in the bot lane right now, so squishiness abounds, and the combo pieces are almost all off cooldown.
Yeah, Gotta Get Lucky is really in a tricky spot in this game. As an immobile AD carry, you get hit by the Unstoppable Force or the Curse of the Sad Mummy, you're basically dead. And because there's two of them, I don't even think that a QSS is going to save you. So you essentially just have to stay so far back in fights until those cooldowns are used up.
What's
is getting free time up in the top lane.
What's the sound of two tanks trying to gank one tank? Not too much going on in that bot lane.
Yeah, that's for certain. A 1-3-1 here set up by Blitzkrieg. I like this strategy. Using that Baron buff in all three lanes, get the most efficiency out of it. Darian has to be a little bit careful here. Because of that Demacian Justice, Washed Up top laner could just run him down. He's going for it. He didn't actually finish the turret. Here comes the ult, and down he goes. Redemption was not in time. J-Dog is being forced away in the mid lane, but that's going to be an inhibitor going down unless someone else answers. There goes all of Phoenix. Meanwhile, Exia getting free time up in the top lane. This is really well executed. J-Dog gets rooted up, but will get away. Does still have Guardian Angel. Bat Lee just popped Curse of the Sad Mummy solo onto Washed Up top laner. You wonder if Phoenix are starting to panic a little bit here because Washed Up top laner is just going to run down Bat Lee. One more Q might finish off the Amumu. One more auto attack. Flash from Tardis isn't in time. Washed Up top laner is not washed up. He is almost the entire reason Blitzkrieg has won. He does get shut down, but that's going to be an inhibitor going down in the top lane now. J-Dog goes in for Port Swimmer, forces out the Flash, and the Guardian Angel isn't even popped. Gotta get lucky. Oh, they do actually. They're going to save the inhibitor, and they pop the Guardian Angel. They get two kills. J-Dog finally finishes off the inhibitor.
Bot lane inhibitor is going to be in a little bit of trouble. Hohenheim is rushing over there to try to help it. But that was a really well-played couple of minutes there by Blitzkrieg. Once again, keeping Phoenix from comboing. That is always going to be the problem with teams that combo. If all their pieces aren't there, they're not going to be able to do it.
Yeah, they played that excellently for about 90% of the push, and then they got picked off at the very end. And it's somewhat surprising to me that they actually only ended up getting one inhibitor out of that push.
Yeah, it really feels like they should have gotten more, but don't forget that Washed Up top laner got 2 kills, so he was busy killing everything.
Yeah, 2 kills for Washed Up top laner, but 4 kills went over to the side of Phoenix. They did end up getting a lot of gold to line their pockets.
Yeah.
Gold lead is still about the same, about 9,000.
A lot of calls to push on this bottom inhibitor here. We'll see if it works out for him. Next dragon will be spawning. It's another Cloud Drake, so probably not a huge priority for Blitzkrieg at this point, but I think they could definitely appreciate having it.
Yeah, if you're Blitzkrieg right now, you're kind of cursing the RNG gods for these dragons because you would have loved to have had an two, given the fact that you actually have 5 damage dealers on your team this game.
Yeah, Washed Up top laner is really showing the power of Garen here. He can get that durability, and he can deal out the damage, at least enough to win tank-on-tank fights.
Yeah, Phoenix are trying to run him down now. They're sending all 5 members over to this side. But top laner, good discipline there, recognizing what was happening.
I would like to see them collapse here on Gotta Get Lucky and Lofi Senpai. It looks as though they're trying to do that now.
Yeah, you have to remember that they do have that long-range engage with the tidal wave. If they can just land that slow, I think they'll be able to catch up everything else. Batley, another Flash Bandit Toss does land, and Lofi Senpai, I think he's just going to be the sacrifice here. They won't catch anything else. But the brand goes down, and that shuts down any push across the map, although Washed Up top laner is still in the base. And he is shredding Darian. Malphite you think of as being so resistant to physical damage.
It's a question of health now more than armor.
Yeah, I really am concerned about Blitzkrieg pushing in this bot lane right now, though. It's 2 AD carries pushing into potentially a wombo combo. Washed up top laner is going up to pick up the blue buff. Doesn't even use mana, but might as well get it off the map.
Cooldowns really help Garen as well.
Absolutely, and J-Dog will quickly solo out the Cloud Drake.
This will definitely help with their positioning as well. Obviously, like you said, they probably would prefer an Inferno, but being able to rotate and strike multiple positions on the map, that's what they need to do to keep this combo away from their important pieces.
Mm-hmm. Luffy Senpai back up, but has a long way to run down that lane.
Yeah, this split push is insane. Washed up top laner is doing a very good job, but oh!
Yep, there goes Darian into the backline again. There's the bullet time. Gotta get lucky. Just destroyed once again. J-Dog will go down as well. And washed up top laner, he's onto the next turret, but he's not going to be able to do anything with it. Gets locked up, and he actually, I think, is going to drop here. Won't finish off the next turret. Will eventually be run down. Yes, Tardis gets him with the ebb and flow.
I think you're a little behind me.
Blitzkrieg. Overstep that time. Luffy Senpai wasn't back to the fight yet. They get picked off. And now Phoenix are looking towards the Baron, which is about to spawn. There it is.
I don't know if they'll be able to do it. I mean, they have an opportunity, and Fat Lee just goes right into it, so let's see what happens here.
Yeah, washed up top laner does have teleport available. J-Dog about to come back up. So, I think there will be a chance for Blitzkrieg to contest, but they're going to have to be careful.
Exia is in a very interesting position here. Oh,
yeah,
Hohenheim just goes in. They've left 3 members on the Baron just trying to DPS it down. Meanwhile, Darian is just zoning away Exia. Oh god, if I'm Baron here, there it is.
Oh, Luffy Senpai flashed in looking for a big ult. He does shut down Court Swimmer, but Fat Lee will respond with the kill onto the Brand. Stick Nasty J gets hit by a Dark Binding. Exia is going for the base along with washed up top laner. They didn't finish the Baron. They do not have recalls.
Gotta get lucky is trying to stop as much as he can.
Yeah, how much can you interrupt? Hohenheim decides to go back in for Gotta Get Lucky, but he doesn't have any damage left. Here's Exia. He will finish off Hohenheim eventually. The culling, despite standing still. Washed up top laner, got both Nexus turrets, and now he finishes off Tardis. This guy is a monster. Here come 280 carries. Can they finish the game off this push? Port Swimmer's about to come back up, so I think that Phoenix will survive this eventually. But a big play by top laner to get both Nexus turrets there. He's running away. And Darian doesn't have the damage. They finally get him with the banish toss from Fat Lee. Now Exia, has he gone too deep? Dashes away. The 280 carries against the 2 tanks. Darian forced to flash away. Fat Lee goes in. Can the Amumu rescue this game? There's Port Swimmer. He shows back up. He gets 2 kills. The middle inhibitor stays alive, but the Nexus is open.
All of the inhibitors are back up, so the Nexus is safe for the moment. I'm wondering how much Rat is going to be being played now by Blitzkrieg.
Yeah, washed up top laner does not have teleport, so he can't really imagine a sneaky backdoor, and as you pointed out, the inhibitors are back up, so that means that you can't really go for the Nexus reliably.
This is a very dangerous position.
Yeah, that Baron is going to be a huge source of contention in the next few minutes.
I mean, honestly, I think that the next team fight that Blitzkrieg wins, they win the game, and well-deserved if they do manage to get that off. They've just been playing against a combo team comp so well.
Yeah, they've played this tactfully, very well. They did overstep a couple times, though, and that's why this game is still going. Now Phoenix goes right back to the Baron. I like this call from them because you want to force fights. You want a 5-on-5. So if there's a big objective that forces everyone from Blitzkrieg to come to you, keep going for it. J-Dog over the wall.
All right, here we go.
But he won't be able to get in the pit now. Here goes Wash Up top laner, just in the middle of everyone. He's actually getting bursted down pretty low, and Darian goes in. That's a huge combo in the back lane. Down goes Gotta Get Lucky again. Washed up top laner picks up Tardis, and Exia now with the damage. Darian has a double kill in the bot lane. Exia, it's going to be up to him to carry this fight, but the damage of Port Swimmer is too much. It's a 3 for 4. J-Dog is still alive, though.
Really don't like the progress bar showing up after I go change screens, but that's fine. So yeah, I mean, obviously no way to finish off the Baron here, but they can get this turret, and that's what Phoenix needs. They need to make up the gold deficit they have in turrets, and we're seeing once again that Phoenix can win this game quite easily. They just need to keep having team fights, and Baron, as you said, is a way to do that.
Yeah, Gotta Get Lucky is getting just taken down instantly in pretty much every fight. It can't be a fun situation for him. J-Dog decided to go push out the top lane, and Phoenix just will take 2 turrets in the mid lane. Actually, I think that was 3, including an inhibitor turret. So a nice influx of gold for them. The lead is down to 7,000, and as we've talked about with percentages, this lead was 9,000 about 15 minutes ago.
Right.
So to have it down to 7,000 now has got to feel good, and we do know that they have the team fight advantage.
But now it looks like Blitzkrieg, now they're just actually going to clean house.
I actually wouldn't mind seeing Blitzkrieg try to force something here because they see Port Swimmer in the bottom lane. Washed Up top laner is not going to get there in time to interrupt, though.
Darien coming back in, possibly thinking about just setting up some more wards. Level 16, I think. If Darien can get that, they're going to be in a really good place. A lot of, actually, Phoenix is not at 16 yet. So they need to get those last level ultimates to really make something happen. Meanwhile, we have Washed Up top laner. Almost 3.5 thousand health. Might take Darien here. We'll see if he decides to do it. He's thinking about it.
Yep. Pulls out the Judgment, gets some spin damage down, but Darien does have a ridiculous amount of armor at this point. Going up against Garen, a Lee Sin, and 280 carries.
Oh, Garen's just going to try to go straight forward. He doesn't care.
Yeah, he's not bothered by the damage of Malphite or lack thereof. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is just making sure they keep eyes on Baron. Oh boy, Lopi Senpai walks pretty far forward, gets hit by a binding, but the pressure of Washed Up top laner is forcing the rest of Phoenix to go back towards the base.
This is going to be how Blitzkrieg wins this game if it comes down to it. The distraction of Washed Up top laner forcing Phoenix to turn around. They can't decide where they want to go.
Fat Lee goes in again all by himself. He gets a ton of damage down. Gotta get lucky, and Wolfie Senpai taken extremely low. They do get away from the bullet time, but now J-Dog, he is going to be sacrificed. The Guardian Angel is popped. Washed Up top laner is still on that inhibitor, and they have to respect this because he could just go for the base. I don't think that he'll be able to survive long enough against Darien to do that at this point, but now that the inhibitor is down, if he's able to regen back up, yeah, Port Swimmer has gone back. Exia gets locked up by another Bandage Toss, does have his own Guardian Angel. Oh boy, little misclick there, actually stuttered his auto attack, and he will get taken down.
Oh, here comes Washed Up top laner, though. That regen is insane. Absolutely insane.
Not really anything to be done here, though. He's just going to go over to the top lane and probably try to repeat what he just did in the bot.
Well, if I'm Phoenix, I'd let him get a little further south and then get behind him and just try to wrap this up, because he is the big threat here because of his split pushing presence.
Yeah, and he's about to have teleport available, so if someone goes in and drops a ward in that bottom side jungle, could see a potential backdoor.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Phoenix here, obviously you want wards on Baron and Dragon, but otherwise you should be living like in the middle, just the mid lane kind of, so that you can respond to any sort of split pushing that Washed Up top laner may try to do, while waiting for that inhibitor to respawn, because I don't think they can be too aggressive while this inhibitor is down.
Yeah, the tricky thing here is that, you know, we've talked about Phoenix wanting to force Baron, wanting to force fights, but if you try to force too hard, you commit too much to it, even if you win the fight, if it takes too long, Washed Up top laner can end the game.
Yeah, and we see that as well, is that Darien, while he can punch Washed Up top laner to death, it's only if Washed Up top laner doesn't really care about his existence. 2 Ocean Drakes now. This means this Garen is going to regenerate even quicker.
Even more regen. Exia might get caught out by Fat Lee here. Respectful dash away with the Relentless Pursuit. And Blitzkrieg, they go back to trying to pressure this Baron while Washed Up top laner goes back to the bot lane. He's fighting Darien again. I'm not sure that that's the right call here. Although he is slowly winning this fight, I think.
Yeah. I don't know, actually. Oh,
and now he's just going to go for the base. Here he goes. Hohenheim is close enough to respond, though, so I don't think top laner will get anything out of this.
So Hohenheim's trying to decide how to respond, whether to be...
Yeah, the rest of Blitzkrieg needs to go to Baron right now. They're sort of dawdling around the mid lane. 3 members of Phoenix have responded down to Washed Up top laner. Can the Garen live long enough for his team to secure Baron? Fat Lee is in the mid lane. He's not very close to the Baron. We'll have to check that health. Looks like Washed Up top laner is going to get caught out here eventually. He spins back the other way. And here goes Fat Lee. Oh boy, Port Swimmer and Fat Lee. It's going to be up to them to save this. Oh my god, gotta get lucky. Just gets destroyed again. Port Swimmer survives for a little while. He does go down eventually to the brand passive. Now Fat Lee, can he stay alive? He does not, but the rest of Phoenix is going to be here in time to stop this now. Teleport coming in from
Sick
Baron.
Nasty's going to get killed by Baron.
Yeah,
Or
Blitzkrieg,
worse.
they have to respect the Sick Nasty is going to go down. Darian flashes in to secure it, and now all of a sudden, Phoenix have the advantage on the map. I'm not sure if they have the damage for this Baron. Yeah, they will pull off of it.
Man,
Could
just
go
back
for the
and
middle
forth.
inhibitor, though.
They're going to try it. I don't think they'll... I mean, with all due respect to Gotta Get Lucky, he's not a huge threat to them right now. So their real timer is 20 seconds. There's pings to try to go for it, but only Hohenheim's in position. And Hohenheim probably cannot beat Exia and Luffy Senpai himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this push is not going to get anywhere, unfortunately. They didn't really have much to push it forward. They could have tried, but I kind of like Darian making sure that this bot lane is pushed out as much as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. That inhibitor will be coming back up shortly as well. So overall, a really good job by Phoenix fending off that last play from Blitzkrieg because their focus was so split. But Port Swimmer and Fat Lee doing a good job of not only killing Gotta Get Lucky, but also just buying enough time for the rest of the team to get back up to that Baron.
There did seem as though there was a ping to try to end it, but that doesn't seem to be what Blitzkrieg is trying to do. I mean, their strategy is working. The problem is that the longer it goes, the tankier that Darian and Fat Lee are going to get.
Mm-hmm. And washed up top laner, I mean, Garen in general just does not scale well into the late game.
And we're kind of seeing this right now. I mean, Darian is much more able to engage with this Garen now. Now, I wouldn't say that he's doing perfect against him. I would say, in fact, that he probably will still lose at this point if this fight continues.
Yeah, but here comes Port Swimmer. Hardest on the way as well. And Port Swimmer, oh my gosh, that's so much damage. Pops the Ghost Blade and the red buff just destroys him and immediate pings towards Baron. That's a 55-second death timer for washed up top laner.
Yeah, that is incredibly insane. We are getting to the point now where even the sacrifice plays are going to be a problem for Blitzkrieg here.
I like this call from Phoenix if they just run down mid lane instead of going for the Baron, because you would love to get a fight right now. There's no front line whatsoever. One big ult from Darian or Fat Lee and this game is over.
Well, let's see what happens. They are going to get this inhibitor more than likely. Exia trying to get some damage out. Is dealing significant damage to Darian here. Pops the cleanse. Not sure that was necessary.
Yeah, he actually waited a second to pop the cleanse too, so I think he was afraid of Darian following up. Here go Phoenix, though. There's still 14 seconds left on the Garen death timer. I don't know if there's anything Blitzkrieg can do about this. In goes Fat Lee onto Lopi Senpai. He flashes onto Gotta Get Lucky for the ultimate. And oh, Lopi Senpai is just gone. Exia just trying to do what he can, but they just don't have the damage. Gotta Get Lucky goes down. He trades his life for Darian. Washed up top laner is back now. Both Nexus turrets are gone. Fat Lee is just hitting the Nexus. He goes down. Port Swimmer trying to finish it. He needs 2 more auto attacks. And Hohenheim is the one who finishes it off. Phoenix, excellent job of understanding the situation at the end of the game there. As soon as washed up top laner was gone, they knew they could just run it down.
Amazing reverse sweep there. Absolutely well done. And, I mean, if you're Blitzkrieg, that's painful, but you played very well, without question.
Yeah, that is just so prototypical of what we've come to expect from both of these teams. So Phoenix just holding on until they can get enough of those good combos down. Blitzkrieg, so close to getting it done, but the lead just wasn't quite big enough. Composition just a little bit too squishy.
And look at this, Darian, with all of those solo fights against Garen, topping the damage chart.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Really well done by this brand, though. I mean, Brand did excellent.
Yeah, Lofi Senpai had a very, very nice game on Brand.
Very, very nice games overall. Luffy Senpai was doing very well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the bot lane of Blitzkrieg was very impressive today in lane. Unfortunately, out of lane, you know, it's not even his fault in that last game. Gotta Get Lucky. Pretty much nothing he could do in any of those fights.
All right, it looks as though we have a interview here with Darian. So let's hop over to the interview room. The unmovable stone, Darian. How's it going?
Pretty good.
Congratulations. I wanted to ask you because this is something that I said I'd ask if you guys got through that game. What was up with the NASA's?
Okay, so all last week, this last week, we were practicing, and we were kind of having fun, and so we were talking about AP and acid, top lane because we went up against one, and then Van Hohenheim's like, "Well, I'll play it mid," 'cause we were enjoying it, and we did like really well with it, like all week. Gissel pushing. It obviously didn't work out because the Darius counter pick apparently is too, but had to give it a go.
Well, and then
Awesome.
after you lose that game one, is there just like then just a straight up back to focus on fundamentals? What was that post game like for you guys?
Yeah, it was. We realized that we do better when we play a team and not just kind of play whatever. And we realized that do some of the bands, some of the choices we picked, we weren't really playing as a team. We were just playing as just a bunch of different people. So
Hmm.
put it back together, and then we won the next two games.
So, what was it like being in that eternal tug of war, wet noodle fight with the Garen in Game 3?
Um, Normally it'd just be annoying, but when you're about to lose the game and be eliminated, there was a little bit more urgency involved. Uh, I did like when Port Swimmer came down and two shot Garen. That was nice. That was cathartic just to watch him go away.
And it really did highlight how there hadn't been so much of the team engagement, so you hadn't really seen what impact was going to happen to that Garen from another champion hitting him because it was always you and Fat Lee doing it.
Yeah, yeah. Didn't realize he had built mostly damage and health and very little.
Well, congratulations. I mean,
Yeah.
absolutely well done. Both those games, especially considering how well Blitzkrieg was trying to avoid running into your, as you said, playing as a team in Game 3. So we have option 12 and 9 lives coming up. Who do you want to face in the finals?
That's a tough question because on each one of those teams are former teammates of mine from last split, if I recall, both Gregosaurus Rex and Ace. And I kind of want to beat both of them, so I don't know if it matters that much.
All right. So whoever comes up, you'll take him down. That's what I'm
Yeah,
hearing there.
yeah, that's the plan.
All right. Well, congratulations. We'll see you in the finals next week, and you have a good rest of your night.
Yes, catch you guys later.
All right. So with that, option 12, 9 lives, next set of games. Jeff, I think you'll be ducking out. You got any predictions for us?
Well, I mean, I think logic just tells you option 12 is the favorite. I mean, they pretty convincingly took down Nine Lives just last week. So Nine Lives is a good team with some very talented players. So I would say it's not beyond the realm of possibility that they'll pull the upset, but I would say option 12 is certainly the favorite.
All right. Well, we'll take a quick break, and we will find out if you are correct. Don't go anywhere, everyone. Second set of games right after this.